It's time to wine with Jessyca Lewis. This is recorded live. Feel free to ask questions. Subscribe to the Jessyca Lewis YouTube channel for more live interviews with experts in wine, social media, and marketing. Today, Luciana Braz is here to speak with us. Luciana is a business strategist, speaker, and international wine observer. She has extensive experience with multicultural projects and technology. Since 2006, she has been immersed in the wine world, and she helped build the largest social media community in the wine industry. Welcome, Luciana.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi. So today we're going to be talking about voice assistants. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about Alexa?
Voice assistants, they are these little things that we have in the house that talk with us. And for Amazon is Alexa, for Google is Google Assistant, and Apple has Siri, Microsoft has Cortana, and Samsung has something coming up, and has been quite common, this kind of platforms built in some devices to talk and interact with you inside the house or in the car as well.
As I was preparing my interview questions this morning and was reading, Alexa was chatting back with me and answering questions in the other room. So we had to turn her off for a little while. So question number 2, voice assistants like Amazon's Echo with its Alexa technology are giving marketers new platforms to connect with fans and customers. Some brands have already jumped into the voice-enabled arena, offering frequently updated creative content to users who are looking for interactive ways to learn and be entertained. How does this work in marketing?
Those voice assistants and all these platforms, they work very well to help marketeers and to help building a brand or to communicate with consumers. So you can make an analogy from your smartphone, your mobile phone. And over there, you are use it with the apps. So you can do wherever you do in marketing and all the strategies on your phone with the apps. It's analogy. You can make the analogy for the voice assistants, Alexa, with the skills. That's how they call it. Amazon calls skills, the apps that you build to go on Alexa. And you can do the whole chain from the first communication with your client, with customers, until the very end of sale and delivery to your door. I live in Seattle, and Amazon deliver in 2 hours. So it's quite handy.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Do you have one Alexa in your home, or do you have more than that?
I have more as a developer and as a curiosity, and I'm an engineer. So my house is full of gadgets, and my husband is also an engineer. So I have Alexa, I have Google, I have Apple, I have Siri inbuilt. My car talks to me, and there is a bunch of things that talk to me inside the house.
Great. Okay, we'll go to the next branded question. For instance, Purina is a well-known leader in the pet food market. Despite its success, Purina chose to use Alexa skills to improve its customer experience. With this skill, customers can find the information they need as well as a new reason to stay loyal to the company. Can you talk a little bit about this?
Yes. It's one good example that you can interact and make your brand more accessible and more present with the customer inside the house. So you build a more intimate relationship. You can talk, and even the kids, it's great for kids. And you talk with the device, asking questions, and they shoot back answers. So it's really good for the company, and you can build a whole marketing strategy with that. So you can communicate with the customer. You can have the answers back, so you know what the customer wants to know, what engage with you and your brand, and you can do actions around it with this kind of data and information, and even sell and deliver to your door based on what the customer is saying to the little device.
It's a wonderful way for brands to use innovation to work with their consumers. So it's really great to see them moving ahead with technology. So question number 4, wondering how your new campaign is going. Instead of accessing Google Analytics and looking at the reports, just ask Alexa to pull the numbers for you. This tool is a good one for marketers who have to stay in tune with real-time traffic data. Can you talk a little bit about this for marketers?
Yes. First of all, we need to clarify one thing. Google has its own technology of voice assistance, a Google Assistant, and Alexa is from Amazon. So you have two different companies with two different technology and two different analytics. So if you're working with Google, you have the analytics from Google. It's very good. Nobody doubt that. And it's very useful to any marketeer. And if you work with Alexa and Amazon, you have the analytics from Alexa and Amazon. And if you work with both, that's what most people do. So you have both, and you can combine and have a very strong analytics. All this data can help you narrow your audience. And Amazon and Google are the best in the market to do that. And you can narrow down to all the demographics you can think about it. And search history, age, zip code, and even what you're buying online. Google can see everything you buy online. Amazon can see everything you buy. And so you can narrow and shoot specific to target your audience. So be smart to use all these analytics. It's more than help. It's really a tool, a great tool for any strategy.
Okay, great. I have a question I'll just ask you. So if they're gathering our personal data, do you have any fear that they're using our personal information for their own gain as opposed to assisting us?
I would say like this, depends who you ask. The fact is not every single one, but most of the applications, most of the app you have on your phone already do that. They already harvest data from you. They already harvest your behavior footprint, and they sell it or they use it to engage you on with the partners and with themselves. So it's common now. Nobody reads the little when you accept, when you join an app. So when you talk about the voice assistance, you talk about it's not extension from the mobile phone, is a different platform, is a different technology, but you are talking with the same company that prevails on your mobile phone. So it's not much different.
Okay. I wondered what your thoughts were on that. Okay, so let's go to question number 5. Alexa is a great way to reach a wider consumer audience, which is why more and more brands across verticals are creating audio content to capture and engage. How do you reach this audience?
You work with the demographics, right? So if you have, like you said, a company that sells dog food, you want to engage with people that buy dog things on Amazon. So you have these demographics narrowed down for you if you ask for. If you're talking about wines or spirits or beer, you need to engage with the demographics that are over the legal age to drink. So there is you need to know your audience. You need to know what you want, your strategy, and then to build the tactics and act on it. So it's a great tool. It's a fantastic tool to be more close with the consumer and build longer relationships. You're going to be inside your house. They're going to be inside your house. They're going to talk to you when you are cooking, when you are doing housework, or when you're driving. So it's a very intimate relationship, and it's about voice. So you don't need to see, you don't need to stop or type, or you just ask Google. You don't type anymore. My daughter doesn't type anymore. She doesn't. She just talk. She asks
Okay.
Siri, she asks Google. So it's easier.
So it's easier. And as we all know, many of us are quite lonely at the moment with our social distancing. So we need someone in our house to talk to. I am so tired of social distancing. Okay, so I love people, and so I love being out with people and
and
festivals and movies, and I'm at home alone. But this gives me a lot of time to do this, so we can talk this way.
there
So
are some skills that talks back to you, and they away, and they are very deep on the questions and the design, the UX, the design are so deep and well done that you have the feeling that you were really talking with someone.
well, we need more of that. Okay, so question 6. Stick to your brand voice, tone, and goals in marketing, whether your customers are listening to your skill, reading content on your site, or visiting your social media channels. How does a brand stay consistent across all platforms when using Alexa?
When you use a voice assistant, you can shape the way you talk with the consumer. When you do via app on social media, you have all the visuals. You have video, you have photo, you choose wisely the type, the font, the type, and you type wherever you want, and you go that way. When you use the skills, you can build your own persona. So we can choose how the voice talks. It's gonna be relaxing voice, and it's gonna be a really calm and intimate stuff. Or it's gonna be really, really quick and really, really up to the point and very young and very straightforward. Do you need an accent on your skill? You can build with a different English accent in different language. You can build in Japanese, in German, in Portuguese, in Spanish, many different language. And you can have different English accent. You can have an English accent, Australia accent, Indian accent. So you have different kind of personas, we say. And you can have a feeling that you are transmitting, that you are sharing the company principles and values with that. So it's another tool.
That's a wonderful answer. Okay, so here's a great question for you. Question number 7. How can wineries use Alexa to market wine?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm a wine lover. So
Me too.
first skill that we built was a wine talk skill. You can go on Alexa and enable wine talk and make questions about wine. So you make questions, the skill answers back that questions and ask you if you want to know more about the wine. You can ask about food and wine pairing. You can ask about the grape itself. And the next step is to monetize that. So the next step is to show on Amazon Show, there is this little device or send to your mobile phone a wine or a list of wines that fits wherever you are asking Alexa about. So if I'm asking about a wine that goes well with pizza, and you, Alexa, will answer back. The wine talk skill will ask you what kind of pizza, and you reply cheese pizza. The skill will talk you back. Okay, you can go with this or that. Let's say a Merlot or a Chianti or Sangiovese or Riesling or whatever kind of pizza match with the wines. And you say, that's great. And what about this one. You have a little store around the corner, or you have this big retail that has this list of wines on sale. Do you want deliver it in your home? And you can say yes, and you buy the wine on the spot. So you can, if you have deliveries, quick deliveries in 2 hours, same day delivery, you can be doing your lunch, think about dinner, having guests at home, and have the wine delivered while you think about the menu. So it's great.
It is great. Do you know how you set the skill with Wine Talk Group? Did you do it?
Yes,
Are you able to talk about that a little bit?
yes.
Okay.
We had built a startup that builds skills without you know how to develop, without you know how to code it. So you can upload some Excel files and with questions and answers, and the startup will build your skill for that. The first one we did was Wine Talk. So you can go to Alexa or Google and enable Wine Talk. You need to have legal age for drinking because we are going to talk about drinking. And that skill can give you information about wine and food pairing, about the wine itself, where it comes from, what grapes are made, some curiosities, some you can make questions, silly questions as well, like what's a good wine for a bad breakup? What's a good wine for my boss to impress my boss? What's a good wine for what's a good wine to impress someone? So for a date, or what's a good wine for roasted chicken or for cheese? Different kind of cheese around the world, or Thanksgiving dessert. So there is a wild range of wines that you can ask about, and the skill interacts a little bit with you, making questions itself. The skill answers and make questions to interact a little bit more. This is one kind of skill. You can build another kind of skill that's more simple and direct, like a ping pong. It's just questions and answers. And there is even a simpler skills that give you one quote or one answer back to you. Like my partner in business has a little daughter, and she built a skills, one skill that gives you one quote a day from a woman thinker in the world. So every day, you can ask many times during the day, you're going to have something that an extraordinary woman said that's interesting. And she was, I believe she was 8 and she did it.
Do you have to have an engineering background, or can anyone do this?
Anyone can do, partnering with a company or a startup that built this skill. It's like the website. So all these voice assistants, they are in a level that we were with the websites a few years ago. Do you remember? I'm old enough, maybe you're not, but I'm old enough to, if you need a website, you have to have someone to build for you, to code for you, do all the programmation and coding for you. Now you can go to any site and you have a frame for that. You can go to WordPress or wherever. And
who's with you over there?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a little friend over there?
And I'm talking, so he's answering back.
Okay.
So that's the same thing. Nowadays, you need to code and develop your skill, but you can partner with a startup. That's what we do as well. So we are building a company that can make templates. So you have different templates and you just feed the templates and go life with your skill.
Well, that sounds wonderful. So we'll start closing our interview here, and then I'll have a couple of questions here for you. The Time to Wine broadcast is the second and fourth Friday of the month at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Periscope. And Luciana, why don't you tell us a little bit about Wine Talk Group and how our audience can find you on social media?
You can look up for Wine Talk Group. It's the same name and same handle everywhere. It always starts with a group of women. I used to live in the Netherlands, and we had a spot group of moms and toddlers that we get together every other week for the little kids to play around. And I start this Wine Talk Group. Once a month, we get together and we talk about wines. We taste it, and every time you have a different theme. So wine and food pairing, or wine region, or a different grape, but was always something unusual, something you cannot Google, like wine. Okay, today we're gonna talk about with 5 different kinds of wine that you can impress your guests by the festivities, end of the year festivities, like the holidays. So you have guests coming over, and you have a very annoying, there is always someone annoying your family, right? So demanding and snobbish. And we had this kind of stuff, or to impress your boss, or this kind of wines. So there we start with 80, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was 81 women from 17 different countries.
Oh,
so,
wow.
We have, until today, we have a different audience, a very good mix of different backgrounds. And most expats, they live in another country for 2 or 4 years. They're not gonna live there forever. So they need some kind of social group in interaction, especially with kids, right? That you build your social life when you're moving abroad. So wine is a very good way to connect with people. And it was really nice. When I moved to the US, I keep doing online because there is the laws and all the cultural environment is really different from the Netherlands or from other places that I lived. So I decided to do it online and with voice assistants as well.
Oh, nice. Speaking of accents, we need to disclose you're from Brazil. Where are you from in Brazil? You have a Brazilian accent.
Northeast of Brazil.
Northeast of Brazil.
Yeah, and it's a very old town. It's a cultural melting pot of different colonizations from different countries, and Dutch and French and English and Portuguese. So it's a very wild and different kind of background. And we are different in Brazil. And I used to live I moved many times, and I live in different places. And my original English is British, so I've been working my American accent for a long time. Doesn't work very well, but I'm going with that.
Now, I've been to the northeast of Brazil. I live in Oregon, and I'm from Alabama. So I have an Alabama international accent, so we're not sure exactly what that is. Okay, so we're going to close the interview for today. So cheers. Goodbye until next time. There's no time like wine time. And I'll be posting this on social media so everybody can see it. And thank you so much, Luciana. It was so nice chatting with you today.
Thank you. It was very nice. Thank you.
Okay.